Welcome.
From BS and Beer Media, it's Top of the Bleachers with Jason and Tucker.
Handoff, Smith coming right, trying to outrun the coverage, makes a cut, gets it, oh, he's still going, oh, look at it, he's going to score, he's got the ball.
Let's see what the guys are talking about today.
Hey.
Every time I see him run for that touchdown, I get pumped up.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Top of the Bleachers. I'm your host, Jason Big Guthrie. This is my co-host, Tuck Scarbrough, and we're here to talk about all things sports and hang out and chat and that kind of stuff. Tuck, what's up, man? How's your Monday?
Mondays are my day off, so my Monday has been wonderful. I got up, ate something, went back to bed for a little bit, and then I have piddled around the house all day long. It's been wonderful.
Very productive. I worked today as well, but I got up really early, and I got up around noon, took me a nap, and now here I am ready to talk ball, man. So we can get right into it if you want to. First up, man, Dan Hurley, dude. And I got to tell you, I'm not surprised that he stayed at UConn. I'm not surprised about that. But I am surprised about this offer from the Lakers, bro. Like 6 years, 70 million. They were talking like we're gonna give him 100 million. We're gonna give him 100 million, 100 million. That's all you heard all over the news. And they come in. I feel like they lowballed him, to be honest. If you want the two-time defending national champion and you're going to offer him that. I mean, he took 6 year, 32 million at UConn to stay at UConn. So that's half, half the money. But I mean, she's going to try and go for the three-peat. I'm just kind of surprised. I feel like he drug it out. Was he really, really like, oh, I got to think about this, man. I really got to think about this. Or did he, like he knew Friday, right? What do you think?
I don't know, man. 70 million ain't anything to sneeze at. But at the same time, he took half the money to stay at UConn, but he's probably got less than half the problems that the Lakers have. I mean, LeBron alone wants him to waste a pick on his son so he can play with his son. I'm sorry, but I don't want to waste a pick on your son that might be great. Michael Jordan got a couple of kids too. Ain't none of them in the league. It's a little bit irritating. Plus, they're not going to get in control. He's not going to have control of the players that are brought to him. He might have a say in it, but he wasn't going to have control. I figure if you want Dan Hurley, if you want a two-time champion, and you want him to walk away from probably the most perfect situation coaching-wise that you can walk away from, you're going to have to offer him $100 million and maybe a stake in the team, or maybe some GM responsibility or something like that. Because I don't want to go from a program, if I'm Dan Hurley, I don't want to go from a program where I have full control, total control. I get to say pretty much what happens on every aspect to, I'm going to go to the Lakers and I'm going to get to tell these full-grown men that they're not playing right, and half of them ain't going to listen to me. Mm-hmm. Plus, the Lakers should be building their future around AD. If they really want to have a future, AD is the one they need to be building their future around, not Bronny James and LeBron James and his rickety old back. And LeBron should have taken Big Perk's advice and retired and gone to the house. And I think it's cool that he wants to play with his son. I mean, I'm sure that was a dream of his or whatever, but the league shouldn't bend over backwards to make that happen.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. We got a comment actually from BS and Beer Media says, is Hurley scared of the NBA? You think he's scared?
No.
I don't think he's scared. I mean,
it definitely presents different problems.
I mean, it's professional basketball. It's not college kids, and the way he acts and yells and screams at him and stuff like that. I mean, he's so fiery. That just doesn't work in the NBA.
You're not going to be able to tell the difference between the coach and the players on the floor. And the players are the ones that do all the bitching and complaining in the NBA, not the coaches.
Yeah. Dale says, when you're the man, you make demands. So, LeBron has been the man for a long time, man. I get that, but still, I'm with you on this one. I saw the NBA combine. I saw all the numbers he did. He's not a draft pick, man. These kids that went back to college and stuff are better than him. I can't believe he's even going to be. He'll be drafted. You know that, right? I mean, he's going to get drafted.
And if I'm one of the 54 teams before the Lakers that get that pick, I'm going to draft him just to screw up LeBron's plans. I'm going to draft him. I'll say, hey, you want to play with your son? Come play for my team. That's what I'm.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where he goes. I don't know. The Lakers are, like you said, a mess to begin with.
Man,
so I don't blame them over there.
I know they won that year that they were in the bubble, you know. Yeah. Hey, I know they won that year they were in the bubble, but come on, man. That was the bubble year. That's like San Antonio's half-season championship that they had. I don't put much credit in that either.
Well, Dan Hurley going back to college is good for the game. I'd say good for the college game. And it sucks before our Razorbacks, though, because that's just another person we're going to have to beat now. And,
the great thing about it being UConn is that we don't see UConn unless it's in the tourney. So Cal, I can't believe I'm saying that, Cal has already gotten us to the tourney if we're facing UConn. So that'd be okay. Unless we got them in one of them preseason tournaments, that'd be a good measuring stick to see where your team's at.
I've only seen 2 games so far for the Razorbacks. We're playing Michigan at Madison Square Garden.
Sweet.
And then we're playing Oakland. Cal wants that revenge game, I guess, against Oakland, for putting them out. But that's the only 2 I've seen. And then they don't have a schedule out or anything like that. But yeah, so anyway, put a pin on the Dan Hurley thing. Let's move on to Caitlin Clark for a minute. So, man, this is tough because I became a fan while she was in college, and to say I even watch women's sports is, not something that I've known for, but she intrigued me, and I have daughters, so I like women's basketball and stuff anyway, but I think she's a great player. I think she's a good player, and especially in college, she was fantastic. I mean, she's the leading scorer of all time. You know what I mean? Like, how could you not say she's good? I just don't like the way she's been treated since she got to the WNBA. I just don't understand why they're so upset and so jealous because, I mean, she's bringing people into these stands. Did you hear about the game the other day? They were at a stadium that held like 13,000 or something. I forget the exact number. They moved the whole venue to a bigger stadium with like 30,000 seats or something and sold the whole thing out within like 30 minutes or something. So you can't tell me she's not the draw. You're going to leave her off of the Olympic team? I don't know, man. If you're trying to bring people in to view it, I could see her being on the team. All right. But if it's because she's not good enough, that may be a whole different conversation. I don't know. I think she's good enough. What do you think?
Well, Caitlin Clark apparently is a very touchy situation. You have to be very careful how you talk about Caitlin Clark. You might rub some feathers the wrong way.
Don't pull them out.
I'm the opposite of you. I did not like her in college. I'm not a big fan of the hit the 3 and turn around and yell at the crowd thing. I'm more of a old school hit the 3 and run down the court like you've been there before.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm 48. I grew up in a time where I don't think I ever saw Robert Parrish smile during a ball game. They won a championship one time. I never saw Robert Parrish smile. But when she went to the NBA, I actually started to change my opinion of her, the way that she handles herself in press conferences, the hits that she's taken on the court, the hits that she's taken on social media, all that started to wear on me to where I actually had some sympathy for her. I had some empathy. I want her to succeed now. And I think it is great that she's filling up stadiums. I think it's wonderful that people are going out and watching women's sports. Anytime, that just means there's more women out there that like sports, and women who like sports are sexy. So I'm all about that.
Look at here. Look at Dale said Christian Leitner made the dream team. Why not have her on the team?
Well, I was getting to that. As far as the Olympics go, she's kind of proven that she's taking quite a beating in the WNBA. And the Euro League has been known to be even rougher than the NBA. And Caitlin herself has already commented that she needs to hit the weight room in the offseason. I think she's 20 years old.
Something like that.
She's got plenty of opportunities to make the Olympics. She's probably got 2 more chances in 2028, 2032. I can't even believe I'm saying those numbers. How old will I be in 2032?
I know.
500. Anyway, so I don't really have a problem with her not putting it. But what I do have a problem with is the way she's being treated by the other players in the NBA. And I boil it down to straight jealousy. A lot of these ladies have been in the league for maybe 8-10 years, and they're barely getting anybody to come out and watch them. And then this chick shows up, and all of a sudden they're filling the stands. So yeah, I understand why the jealousy is there, but I think it's unwarranted, and it's kind of silly because it's drawing attention to your game that nobody was paying attention to before.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I don't know that she was any kind of bias against her for this reason. There's a couple things. I know that the USA team has practiced like 2 or 3 times over the past couple of years. Like this is not like they just put the team together and everybody started practicing. Like
everybody's got a schedule.
Yeah, so they've actually had practices for a while. So but she's averaging 16.8 points, 6.3 assists, and 5.3 rebounds right now in the WNBA, which is pretty good.
You can't tell me that she can't play, because I watched her hit a shot the other night under pressure. Matter of fact, you showed the clip of it. Under pressure, shot clock going down, and she nails one from beyond the 28-foot mark. So you can't tell me that the girl can't play. And she's good enough to take you off the dribble. And that's the reason she's getting beat up all the time, is because she's making these other girls look bad, and they're not used to that.
She's a great passer. I know that.
She is a great passer.
She makes some really great passes.
If I was going to equate her to a male player, I would probably equate her to a Luka. She's got Luka's talent.
They call that a comp. She's you know what? Wow. Jeff Hornacek. That's who she reminds me of. I know I'm going back a day there. I'm going back a while, but hey, that's who pops in my head when I think, her game, right? She's a shooter, man. She's a straight shooter. But I think that's comparable.
I think Jeff Hornacek was the last NBA player to ever shoot a set shot, I think.
Yeah. Hey man, don't dog Jeff Hornacek. I think he was an all-star, man. Come on.
He was an all-star. Yeah, he was on a Utah team that almost won a championship.
Like 15 times. Anyway. So Caitlin Clark, I don't know, man. I honestly, I don't think she probably shouldn't be on the team, because, like I said, she hadn't practiced so many things with the rest of the team and all that. And I just think being a rookie and all that, like, they don't normally take rookies. The youngest, like, there's nobody under 26 on the team. So they're all veterans. They're all older. They've all played in the Olympics before. Like Taurasi, I think this is like her 5th or 6th one. So, but like you said, she'll get her shot. She'll get her chance. She'll get to play. So let's go on her. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
This is an emergency message. Stop what you're doing and hit the like button. Also comment and subscribe. Thank you. We now return you to your program.
AirPods. Convenient and small. AirPods. Versatile with high fidelity. AirPods. Listen to music or talk on the phone. AirPods. Now with concealable subwoofer. Now drop that bass.
Hey, welcome back to Top of the Bleachers. So the next thing I want to talk about was the NBA Finals, man. I watched the game last night, and thank you, Rocket. Appreciate that. He likes our overlay. Thank you. The WA, I watched it last night, and I thought the beginning of the game, Boston couldn't hit anything, dude. They were just they couldn't hit. They went like 0 for 8 or something like that, 0 for 9, whatever. Start off on threes, they could not hit a shot, and I thought, okay, Dallas is gonna run away with it, and they didn't. It just kept staying close, and it was close and close and close, and I thought that's not a good sign. And so. And then Kyrie was playing pretty well the first quarter or so too, but then it just seemed like everybody just kind of faded off. And so what did you see? What do you think? I know you got a lot to say about this one.
Man, okay, first of all right, you're talking to a guy who had the Mavericks in 6. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I'm 2 games down now. 2 games down. All right. And a game that they should have won in Boston because they had, well, first of all, they were actually playing defense for the first time against Boston. They were contesting 3-point shots. They were doing everything on the defensive end that they really needed to do for most of the game. But then they would turn around and they had some of the dumbest turnovers, some of the worst shots I've ever seen. Kyrie decides to have, there's no wonder he left Boston, man. He can't hit in that building. He cannot hit a bucket in that building. There is no wonder he wanted out of that garden.
Yep.
I felt bad for him at one point because you could see that he was wanting to help Luka out. He was wanting to put the team on his back. He's been doing these last couple of series when Luka's struggling, and he just couldn't do it. And then when your second leading scorer is PJ Washington with 17 points, you're going to have a bad night. You're just going to have a bad night. Now,
yeah,
I don't really think that Dallas lost that ball game on the defensive end of the court, and I don't think they lost the ball game on the offensive end of the court. But Dallas lost that ball game at the free throw line. They lost the ball game by 7 points, and they missed 8 free throws. You hit your 8 free throws, you win the ball game by 1. It's simple arithmetic. It's freaking. It's what coach. How many times coach does? Free throws win ball games. Well, they win championships too, man.
Yeah.
You can't. It's one thing to have Daniel Gafford go up there, who's shot 60% for the year and brick 2, but I saw Luka miss. I saw Kyrie miss 1. It's just it's called a free. Yeah, it's called free throw for a reason. It's free. It's right there. The same guy that can hit it from the logo can't hit it from the free throw line. That irritates me. I think the comments. What?
Here you go. BS and Beer said the old man in me couldn't coach players that can't shoot free throws want to shoot threes. Shaking my head. I agree, man. It's all about threes, man. You'd think free throws are supposed to be the easy one.
Man, all you got to do, and I guarantee you it's over 60% of the games out there, okay? If you go back and you tally up free throws, the team that lost would have won if they had just hit their free throws.
I know. It's
insane.
I've had coaches drew that in my head since the 6th grade.
Apparently kids don't practice it because it's one of the things in high school and college basketball that I see getting worse instead of better. I mean, it's one of the reasons that Michael had the scoring title, so many years. It's the reason that Jabbar held the title for so long. He didn't even have the 3-point line. He was making his 3 points the old-fashioned way, hitting them free throws.
Yep. Dale asked if anyone placed any bets. I know we talked about this last night. We saw the line was like -7 or +7 Mavs. And we both said we'd take that bet. And it was 7. Yeah. So I mean, that was it's crazy.
It almost makes you think that maybe it's scripted. It kind of makes you think that maybe it's scripted.
Well, I didn't want to say it out loud. You might be on the
I did make a bet. It was not with DraftKings or anybody like that. It was with a buddy at work, and I now owe him a double cheeseburger, which I am not happy about. I'm sure he's going to take his time eating it.
Rocket says Mavs have played passive, make the refs call it by attacking. If they're going to call it, then play rough defense on their end. Moment may be too big for them.
I tell you what, man, that is one thing that I've noticed in these playoffs. They have let them play now. It's been rough.
It has been. And man, I think they gotta, these role players, for the Mavs, they gotta be more involved. They gotta make more shots. Luka and Kyrie can't do it all. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna get a lot of points, they're gonna score a lot of points, but they gotta get people that PJ could help. He's a big help. He could help them a lot for sure. But
PJ Washington going to end up with a nice fat contract after this year. Win or lose, he's going to end up with a nice fat contract. He has played his butt off every game.
Yeah, I wonder how
it kind of reminds me of Mike Conley with the Minnesota Timberwolves, most underrated player in the NBA. That guy just goes out every night and balls,
Yeah.
And PJ don't back down for nothing. That dude, and I think he got fouled on that last drive where they say White blocked it or whatever. But if you look at the replay, Brown's got two hands in his back right before. But he's not scared of nothing. I mean, he wasn't laying that thing up. He was going up to dunk it, and that's PJ's mentality. I love it, man. I wish that Lively would play a little bit better. I feel like there are nights when he dips his hands in a can of Crisco before he goes out there because he can't catch anything. Yeah. Gafford can catch it, but man, he is so weak. Like, it is so, like, the next game you watch, see how many times Gafford ends up laying on the floor. It's like almost every play, Gafford laying on the floor. It's like, what are you doing down there? Get up, play some ball.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a good game. I told you I thought Boston was going to win anyway. So, I mean, no shock to me there. I thought they were going to win home.
I might be crazy, but I'm still going Mavs in 6. I think they go home. They win 2. They got their players rolling. They go back to Boston. Boston lays an egg like Tatum loves to do. That guy is so overrated. Him and Joel Embiid ought to be on the most overrated club.
What? Both them guys are good, man. I like both them guys. Tatum's pretty good.
They're both great. They're both great in the regular season. They're like Tony Romo in the regular season, man. Problem is they're like Tony Romo in the playoffs too, man.
Yeah, I guess so.
If they end up, and I agree with Jason Kidd, he made some comments the other day that were taken as like shots or whatever, but he was talking about how he thought Jaylen Brown was the best player on the Boston Celtics, and I kind of have to agree with him, man. Brown, I'll take him on my team probably before I take Tatum, man. He is just a hustler, and he's a leader.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. And there was, reports that Kid was just trying to play mind games or whatever, getting
sure.
Whatever.
Maybe he was just telling the truth or what he thought.
Been just telling the truth. That's what I was fixing to say. Like, I mean, when I'm watching them, I watch Brown more than anybody else. I'm just drawing.
It's more fun to watch. Tatum,
I like his game.
Yeah. I wish Luka would play some defense. He has this he has this James Harden Olay defense that drives me crazy. Where he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna play defense on you. All right, go right by me." You know?
Well, he's always injured on defense.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Oh, my knee hurts. My knee hurts.
Only on defense. We go back to offense. I'm good, man.
You watch him on the low block on defense. Sometimes he's pointing at his teammates. He's pointing at his teammates, telling them what to do, and he's just kind of standing there.
I know.
And I like the Don, man. I think the Don is fun to watch. I think he's. I like it when he talks at the crowd. I like.
But see, you just said a while ago you didn't like Caitlin because she does that, and Luka does that.
Well, I don't. No. I don't like it on the road. On the road, doing it to the opposing crowd and team. I'm all for that, man. That's talking trash. I'm all about talking trash. At home, where you're supposed to win, and you hit a three, and you got to make some gesture to the sign or to the crowd or whatever. It's just a little overkill for me.
Yeah. Dale says, didn't you guys play basketball with other team members like that? Hurt on D, healthy on O. Yeah, I'm thinking of like a lot of players. Like even Michael Jordan's flu game, right? On defense, man, he got the flu. On offense, he's Superman. You know what I mean? It just happens. That ball got miracle cures in it when they get that ball in their hands. So, but anyway,
free throws win championships, and defense wins championships. And if Dallas loses, it'll be from the free throw line, and it'll be because Luka doesn't like to play defense.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Well, now they're down 2-0. We go back to Dallas. Yeah. So I expect Dallas to actually come out and play really good. I think they'll win game 3. I think they'll win game 3. I mean, this is must win. You can't win. You can't go down 3-0. Like you can't go down 3-0. It's must win.
You talk about an overused phrase, must win. Oh, this is a must win game.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's first game of the year. This is a must game. This dictates how we'll play for the rest of the year, man. This is a must win game.
Hey,
let me tell you something. I am an Arkansas Razorback fan. We play in the SEC. Every game is a must win situation for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Okay,
this is true.
But we got Bobby P on the hill this year. Oh my, is it tough to be a Razorback?
I know. Don't even bring up that regional. I'll start crying on you.
Why do you want to talk about the past, man? Let's talk about the future.
Yeah. Well, I just saw some baseball news a while ago, and it was like 5 or 6, at least 5 SEC teams have made the World Series so far.
Yeah, Texas A&M is one of them.
That's depressing. That's just depressing as an Arkansas fan.
I watched them win last night. Yeah.
But
and they got a home and a super regional, and there's a good chance we would have gotten a super regional too, but we couldn't get out of the first round.
Yeah. I don't know that I had any other topics to talk about. I did want to bring up I wanted to thank BS Beer and Media and STWF TV for putting us on and giving us a platform to be able to talk and hang out, and hope other people can join in and enjoy our conversation, and we'll get better at this as we go too. So also before we go too, Tucker and I are big mental health guys. And so if anybody's out there struggling or needs anyone to talk to or anything like that, find help, get help. There is a number you can call. It's 988, and that is anywhere internationally.
National number. They got to do like 5 different languages. If you need self-care and mental health is a big thing.
Yeah.
If you're having problems, if you're having any kind of issues where you're thinking about harming yourself or someone else, man, call somebody, talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Go talk to your preacher. Call that number, 988. Somebody will talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. Find some help. Don't do it alone. Don't think you can get over it alone, because you can't. It's get some help. So with that, man, thank you everybody for joining us up here for our conversation at the top of the bleachers. And we appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Peace and love.
Peace.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.